Good evening and welcome to another Tuesday at Music at the Marv. Thank you, friends, for being here tonight. It's such an honor to see such a great crowd and to see the vibrancy we're creating in downtown Janesville. So we appreciate you being here each and every week. So before we get to the music, I want to again thank Mercy Health, who is once again the event's presenting sponsor. As the area's healthcare leader, Mercy Health provides compassionate, expert care for almost every healthcare need. Their passion for improving the health and well-being of others extends beyond their hospitals and clinics to events like this one that celebrate this great community. We thank Mercy Health for their generous support. In addition to Mercy Health, we have several other great sponsors this year: Blackhawk Technical College, Johnson Financial Group, Lamar Outdoor Advertising, Lark, and Wells Fargo Advisors. Let's give them a hand as well. So without further ado, let's welcome tonight's artists. The Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra, now in its 68th year, is the professional symphony orchestra of Roth County. Beginning as a volunteer community orchestra in 1953 at Beloit College, it has grown into a respected regional orchestra in Wisconsin and Northern Illinois. Their mission is to engage and enrich our community through the power and performance of live symphonic music. What a wonderful mission and a wonderful way to spend your life. So with that, I would like to introduce Sarah Lemon. She is the executive director of the Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra, who will introduce the maestro.
Happy 4th of July, Janesville. Almost 4th of July, a little bit early. Beautiful night we have tonight for our concert. Tonight we have some great music planned for you, a great patriotic concert. With that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Rob Tomorrow, our music director and conductor.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having us back again. We're so happy to be here in this beautiful, beautiful evening in this beautiful, beautiful venue in Janesville. We have some wonderful featured artists on our program tonight. Soprano Sarah Lemon, who is both our executive director and a wonderful operatic soprano. She will be singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Singer and narrator Greg Girard. The wonderful Janesville's own Badger Chordhawks Chorus under the direction of Christopher Smith. Thank you. And also tonight, a special treat, we have one of the two winners of this year's Beloit Janesville Symphony Young Conductors Program, who will conduct one of the pieces on our program for you. Today, we bring you music from the heart of America and from around the world. We would especially like to pay tribute to the origins of the American folk song, which traces its roots back to Europe, but especially to Great Britain and Ireland, a musical legacy which has inspired some of our greatest tunes. And now please join us in singing our national anthem. To lead us, I'm pleased to welcome to our stage soprano Sarah Lemon. Simon. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with a practice that is being adopted by many of our fellow orchestras all around America today, we'd like to join them in paying a musical tribute to the people of Ukraine by playing the Ukrainian national anthem. We send our prayers out to the people of Ukraine in hope that peace is restored to them soon. Their national anthem is entitled Chesnya umerla Ukraini I slava I voila, which means the glory and freedom of Ukraine has not yet perished. Thank you so much. And now, as is tradition, a happy tradition that we have in honor, we take special pride in honoring our servicemen and women of all the branches of our nation's military for their sacrifice and their bravery in keeping us free for the past 246 years, ever since that day in July of 1776 when we declared our sovereignty and our independence from all tyranny everywhere. That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We would like to recognize the members of our audience who are currently serving or have served in our nation's military by performing the Armed Forces Salute, a medley of the theme songs from all the branches of the service. As always, we invite our servicemen and women in the audience to stand and be recognized when you hear the theme song of your branch of the service performed. The theme songs will be played in the following order: Army, Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force, and Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Armed Forces Salute. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your service. And now, this past spring, we were happy to have the opportunity to revive a Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra educational program that we had to discontinue during COVID. It is the Beloit Janesville Symphony Young Orchestra's Conductors Program. I led several workshop sessions in symphonic conducting with the students of Glenn Wilfong's band class at Aldrich Middle School. Glenn, a great educator and a great trumpet player, is with us as always in our trumpet section today. Thank you for hosting the Young Conductors Program, Glenn. Please take a bow. At the end of our workshop sessions, Glenn and I invited two of his students to conduct John Philip Sousa's march, The Thunderer, with us today. One in Janesville and one in Beloit. Would you please join me in welcoming to our stage one of the winners of the 2022 Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra Young Conductors Program, Rylan Cleland. How about another round of applause for Rylan Cleland? Didn't you do great? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. We'd like to do a wonderful piece that's great for the open air. This is Shostakovich's Festival Overture. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a delightful piece, isn't it? I mentioned earlier today that in addition to celebrating our nation's independence, we will also be tracing the evolution of the American music back to its origins in England and Ireland. For example, the Sousa March you just heard has its musical roots in the great English brass band tradition. In keeping with that theme, we would like to present one of the most beautiful, beloved traditional Irish ballads, The Coast of Malabar, which I have arranged for baritone soloist and orchestra. To sing it, please welcome back to our stage one of our dearest friends and one of our favorite artists, the director of the Beloit International Film Festival, Greg Girard.
Underneath an Indian star dwells a dark-eyed, lonely maiden on the coast of Malabar. In the harbor where we anchor, I can see her shy and sweet, with a bunch of white red roses and the wild waves at her feet. Fare thee well, my little dark-eyed queen. Fare thee well, my Indian star. In my heart you'll live forever on the coast of Malabar. Come to me, I hear her calling across the ocean wild and far. Come to me again and love me on the coast of Malabar. My thoughts keep ever turning to that far-off distant shore, and the dark-eyed girl who loved me, but I'll see her nevermore. Fare thee well, my little dark-eyed queen. Fare thee well, my Indian star. In my heart you'll live forever on the coast of Malabar. On the coast of Malabar.
Greg Girard, ladies and gentlemen. To conclude our first half of the program, we have a wonderful setting for chorus and orchestra of Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address by composer Mark Hayes. I would like to correct a myth that has been passed along about the Gettysburg Address. I don't know about you, but back in history class in high school, I was taught that Lincoln wrote the Gettysburg Address on the back of an envelope during his train ride from Washington to Gettysburg on the day of his speech. It's not true. Lincoln spent many weeks carefully drafting the speech he was to give at Gettysburg on November 19th, 1863, and it has since taken its place as one of the most potent and succinct gems of oratory in the English language. Please welcome back to our stage this year the great Badger Chordhawks Chorus under the direction of Christopher Smith with the Gettysburg Address. Janesville's own Badger Courthawks Chorus under the direction of Christopher Smith. Fantastic. We'll be hearing a lot more from them in the second half. So that concludes the first half of our program, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes with a lot more music. Thank you for being here. God bless you, and God bless America. And God bless the Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra. Thank you so much. Welcome to the second half of our concert. We ended the first half with an Irish ballad, and we continue now with a classic song by a Canadian composer who based his melody on another Irish ballad. Please welcome back to our stage the Badger Courthawks under the direction of Christopher Smith with Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Including some terms with a couple of steel ferns when they left fully loaded for Cleveland.
Then later that night when the ship's down in the wreck, gonna be the North Wind Day.
Captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship anchor was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, he went right to the Edmund Fitzgerald.
If they put 15 more miles behind her, they might have been up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water, and all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. In a musty old hall in Detroit, they each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on, prophets and go on down, of the big lake they call Gitche Gumi. Superior they said never gives up her dead, when the gales of November come in.
How about another hand for the Badger Chordhawks, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Here's yet another Irish tune that I have arranged for baritone and orchestra called Will Ye Go, Lassie Go. To sing it for you, please welcome back Greg Girard.
Thank you. Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to the wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower by yon cool crystal fountain, and round it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? I will range through the wilds and the deep glen so dreary, and return with their spoils to the bower, oh my dearie. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? then I'd surely find another where the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? Will ye go, lassie, go? Will ye go, lassie, go?
Greg Gerard, ladies and gentlemen. The Badger Courthawks have two more numbers for you today. The first is a Crosby, Stills, and Nash song that seems especially timely right now. It's called Find the Cost of Freedom. Following that, we are honored to present the premiere performance of a medley of American patriotic songs from the Revolutionary War entitled Free America, composed by Cody Linder, who is with us today in the Badger Courthawks. Most of the melodies of the songs you will hear in the arrangement are based on English tunes which have been given patriotic American lyrics. Ladies and gentlemen, the Badger Courthawks with Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Find the Cost of Freedom.
Daylight again,
Thank you, gentlemen. And now, here's the medley of American patriotic songs from the Revolutionary War, arranged by Cody Linder, Free America.
Shall
They fight away like fun and play on cornstalk fiddles, and some had ribbons red as blood along around their middle. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and let the girls be handy.
There was Captain Washington upon a slapping stallion.
He sat the world along in rows
In hundreds and in millions, Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and let the girls be handy. And there we see a swamping gun large as a log of maple, upon a nose of blue looker, my lord of father's cattle. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and let the girls be handy. And every time I fired it off, it takes a horn of powder.
and made a noise like father's gun.
Oh, we a nation louder. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and let the girls be handy.
It scared me so I hooked it off, nor stopped as I remember, nor turned about till I got home.
Locked in mother's chamber. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and let the girls be handy. Let pirates shake their iron bars, as they with
The Badger Chordhawks. Cody, take a bow. Cody Linder. Beautiful, beautiful piece. The premiere performance is going to have a lot more, I'll tell you that. Thank you so much. Perhaps no other composer has made such extensive use of American folk songs in his music than has Aaron Copland, who specialized in weaving American folk song melodies into his symphonic music and created a whole new style of classical music. As a companion piece to the Gettysburg Address you heard earlier, we bring you another American classic, a setting of the writings of Abraham Lincoln for narrator and orchestra, Aaron Copland's wonderful Lincoln Portrait. This year marks its 80th birthday, having been composed in 1942, just 4 months after Pearl Harbor, in an effort to bolster America's courage and spirit at the outset of World War II. This piece opens with a dreamy rendition of the Appalachian folk song, Spring Hill Mountain. And then farther along, we hear fragments of Stephen Foster's Camptown Races, which was used by Lincoln's supporters as his campaign song in the 1860 presidential race, and to which they sang these new lyrics. We're bound to work all night. We're bound to work all day. I'll bet my money on the Lincoln horse. Somebody bet on the bay. To narrate the Lincoln portrait, please welcome back to our stage one more time the irrepressible and seemingly ubiquitous Greg Girard.
Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. That is what he said. That is what Abraham Lincoln said. Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. We of this Congress and this administration will be remembered in spite of ourselves. No personal significance or insignificance can spare one or another of us. The fiery trial through which we pass will light us down in honor or dishonor to the latest generation. We, even we here, hold the power and bear the responsibility. He was born in Kentucky, raised in Indiana, and lived in Illinois. And this is what he said. This is what Abe Lincoln said. The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise with the occasion. As our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew. We must disenthrall ourselves, and then we shall save our country. When standing erect, he was 6 feet 4 inches tall, and this is what he said. He said, "It is the eternal struggle between two principles, right and wrong, throughout the world. It is the same spirit that says, you toil and work and earn bread, and I'll eat it, no matter in what shape it comes, whether from the mouth of a king who seeks to bestride the people of his own nation and live by the fruit of their labor, or from one race of men as an apology for enslaving another race, it is the same tyrannical principle." Lincoln was a quiet man. Abe Lincoln was a quiet and melancholy man. But when he spoke of democracy, this is what he said. He said, "As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master." This expresses my idea of democracy. Whatever differs from this to the extent of the difference is no democracy. Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of these United States, is everlasting in the memory of his countrymen. For on the battleground at Gettysburg, this is what he said. He said that from these honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, and that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Greg Girard, ladies and gentlemen, the Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra, the Lincoln Portrait. Thank you so much. Nothing says 4th of July better than John Philip Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever. Thank you so much, everybody. It's wonderful being back with you here again. Another year and celebrating our nation's independence another year. We'll look forward to seeing you next year at the same time. We're going to leave you with the usual thing, a great celebratory tune. Thank you so much. We love you, Janesville. This is the 1812 Overture. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra, your hometown orchestra. God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. God bless America.